We have a legend in the house. Or Mr. EGOT. I mean...
It's not a bad way to be introduced.
It certainly is not when you're John Legend, everybody! I heard a story about your table at the Vanity Fair Oscars party.
Yes, yes.
It was the most sought-after table to be at. Why?
It was a great table.
Why?
Well, we had great people there. I sat with D. Wade and Gabrielle Union and Queen Latifah and Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick. And, of course, my beautiful wife, Chrissy, was with us. And everybody at the table was, like, very entertaining and very talented and very cool. We didn't know who we were sitting with, and we were like, Chrissy's like, why don't we bring an Uno card deck just in case? We like Uno. Kids like Uno. Everybody likes Uno. So we brought a stack of Uno cards just in case the conversation, you know.
An icebreaker.
Yeah, just to get it going.
Yeah.
But we actually didn't need it, but it was funny as an icebreaker just to talk about the fact that we had it there.
And I want to congratulate you on your latest member of your beautiful
Thank you. That's Esty.
I mean,
she doesn't play Uno with us yet.
How are her siblings reacting?
They're doing so well. Honestly, I was a little worried because I feel like when she was still inside Chrissy, they were like a bit jealous that mom was bringing a new baby into the world. But when she came out, they were like, they just snapped into place. They were like trying to be really good big siblings. They were excited when she came home. It just brought more energy and joy to them.
Really?
Yeah.
How is it with Miles and Luna?
They're pretty good. They're competitive sometimes, though. Sometimes they compete over who's going to be the best big sibling, like who gets to hold her more and you know.
I love every aspect of raising babies.
It's fun.
Like, I love the diaper changing. I love the tummy time and the learning when they start seeing actual color versus just black and white.
Yeah.
Or what, like, how are you and Chrissy with shared duties or...
I change diapers, too.
Speaking of duty.
We both changed diapers. I even did a campaign a few years ago with Pampers, a Daddy Diaper Duty campaign, and I would sing
on
this...
behalf of all women, thank you. Thank you very much.
I feel like it's the least we can do. You know, women have to go through so much to bring life into the world and breastfeed and all these other things. The least we could do is change a diaper, honestly.
I love you so much, and I really mean it on behalf of all women and moms. Thank you. And it's, you know, it is one of those questions that's normally, like, reserved also sometimes for women, you know, in that way of, like, how do you do it all?
Yeah.
How do you be a husband, a father, have this profound career? How do you do it?
Well, you have to find balance, and I think, you know, sometimes it's not always easy. Sometimes you work kind of like has its own momentum and you're like, well, I want to accomplish this and I want to accomplish that. But then you also need to make time for your family. And I really try to make time for my family, spend a lot of time with them. I drive my kids to school every morning, whenever I'm in town. And I just want to make sure I'm present for a lot of the milestones for them. And so I'm there. But I do work a lot, too. I think it's kind of like a negotiation with yourself. You're like, well, and when you get a little bit off balance, then you got to go shift to the other side.
Yes, and try it. And what is balance? What is that elusive person, that thing? People say balance, and it is very triggering for me because it's like this concept that's a little bit different for everybody.
But I think another thing we have to allow ourselves is to figure out a way to not let guilt overtake our mind.
How do we do that? How do we do that?
Because I think, especially as a parent, there will always be a reason you could feel guilty. There will always be more you could have done, more of this, more of that, and you can't let guilt just kind of overtake you.
I got to tell you, I hope you take this as a compliment. I'm really afraid you won't. But you speak like a woman. Like I hope
That means I'm wise?
Well,
And I feel like it helps me write music too. It helps me write music because I'm writing not only from my own perspective, but how it feels to be in a partnership with someone. And I think seeing someone else's point of view and having empathy helps you write songs.
Well, you also have a family member, the same family member that I do.
Okay.
A bearded dragon.
We do have a bearded dragon, Sebastian.
Mine's Jeremy.
Now, the weird thing about bearded dragons is it's hard to tell what sex they are. So we may have named a girl bearded dragon Sebastian.
We
don't know.
We don't know what Jeremy is.
Have you heard any tricks about how you find out?
There is one I found online that you take their tail. Well, you know what? And you shine a flashlight underneath, and then you can see a prong, that's a girl, or a nub, that's a boy.
Prong or a nub.
But I got to tell you, it doesn't feel that distinct when you're trying to, you know. So I was wondering, do you ever serenade Sebastian?
I've never serenaded Sebastian.
Is there any chance if I brought Jeremy out here that you would serenade Jeremy?